All right.
He will try to weaken us. Yes, he will try to draw us out.
Hey, I remember that background.
Let's recover. Yeah, we're back to Minas Ithil, so let's get back to the others.
I like how the background is clearly meant to replicate. I forgot what was that place in the Two Towers.
Ortank? Depends. Who knows?
Again. One thing I'll give these two games.
Oh, are you kidding me?
You again?
Cheated death.
You got lucky the last time we met, but not today.
Wait, so this is a special combination. This is a guy who's killed us, but we've killed him in revenge, but now he's back from the dead to try and avenge us killing him after we avenged it ourselves.
Okay, this has to end now, because I don't want this guy to constantly stalk me.
Okay, I really do have to wonder, how ridiculous can this stuff get?
Oh, it can, Drova. It easily can. Like I said, the RNG can make miracles.
Please, tell me, the Bard also comes back from the dead for revenge, too.
Okay, I sadly have to mention this. It did happen, but off screen, because it was during one of those moments where I wasn't recording. I was, grinding up, and I wasn't expecting him to come back. But I learned from this lesson, and subsequently, I started recording even the in-between stuff, so I can, capture all the moments. But hold on.
Pretty much, yeah.
Kill me. I'll still beat you before.
Wow, again, they have specific dialogue for this combination of things. Again, I have
Alright, let's see if this works out better.
Woo! Cleaved in half. It'll be funny if he comes back again with his body parts.
Excuse me, I'm trying
to do something
here.
Cheap shots.
Are there any other orcs that I should be knowing about?
But no. I mean, okay, I will give the game this. That is definitely one thing they've improved on the Nemesis system, which was already the best thing of the first game.
It's gonna get better, Drova, trust me.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what we can do now.
The orcs' numbers have swelled beyond count. They're preparing for another push.
Well, that'll look good.
No.
No one has seen your father since the last battle.
Huh. And her father is missing.
Uh-oh.
Interesting. Oh boy.
What new devilry is this?
Face paint?
South comes to negotiate.
Yeah, it's one of the children of the Nazgul. And unfortunately, as a... Yeah. I think the traitor sold out to the ruler of Minas Ithil.
So would that mean that I was right that her father was the traitor?
Well, he's clearly a prisoner, so I don't know.
Oh boy.
And upon his defeat, your kingdom will be returned.
Minus his head.
Yeah, if there's anything that you need to be careful, never trust the word of an Nazgul.
Everyone wants a piece.
Cool story, bro.
There has to be a more effective way to send messages, my
Oh,
dude.
well, again, for Sauron and Nazgul, the orcs are just as expendable as for Talion and Celebrimbor.
Right, because they can always make more.
The orcs love spectacle. If we can distract them in the arena, we can sneak into their camp and find my father.
So, we need to apply some entertainment.
You can juggle.
How about we challenge them to a duel instead?
Well, that was the rules set to begin with anyway, so hopefully we'll manage to,
Exactly, we'll give them what they want.
And then kill him.
First contestant, din din din.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice simple start. Jesus.
But you and I have him outnumbered.
Welcome to a
And
new
yes, these are actually
arena,
randomly
Slayer.
generated.
The crowd screams for bloody spectacle.
Damn, the BBC's reboot of Gladiators is a lot more gruesome than I thought.
Alright,
So-
let's begin.
I think this is the second of this enemy type we've fought in the game.
YOLO guys, a YOLO guy captain, like I said. That can
Right.
happen. Like I said, there is a particular strategy for these type of enemies, but you have to be careful because they hit hard, as you can imagine. You cannot just climb them
Ooh.
willy-nilly. You need to, have some finesse to that.
I see they've also got a counter negate as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's
You can-
nice to see that the
Ow,
orcs
ow.
are very welcoming of
Let's begin
diverse.
with this.
Ooh.
Fought well. Too well.
Alas.
Adriel needs more time. Should I dance for them?
No.
A dance with destiny.
Came into this arena to fight Sauron's champion.
Are you not entertained?
Basically, now it's a chance for Talion, for, Troy Baker to have some entertainment by yelling.
Yes.
Alright, next contestant, and like he said in the previous game, Joe, now we can get people who can double wield those fire poker thingies.
Oh, joy. And I see now we have a flock of enemies along with him too.
This arena, you hear me? You're gonna be carried out by a dozen orcs.
You know, you're very confident given that we just took out a flipping giant, my dude.
Well, again, size does not matter all the time. If a captain is skilled enough, they can still trounce something like another guy. But hey, one weakness that this captain has is that he can be instantly killed by this, and look at that, there are just so many cages with conveniently placed caragors there. Oops,
Oops, silly
clumsy
me.
Now it's just a matter of luring him towards one of them.
Hey boys, do you like your meat all well and nice?
And there we
cooked?
go, insta-killed.
It literally bit him on the butt, too. Well,
Alright, third contestant. I can do this all day,
alright, who's next?
Every pigskin.
Oh, these guys are, one-hand crossbow, like it's a fucking pistol.
Screams for mercy. The cheers of all the orcs in Mordor couldn't drown that out.
Alright, let's see what you got. Oh,
Fortunately-
vulnerable to stealth.
Unfortunately, we cannot really exploit that, so we'll have to
Yeah.
improvise.
Unless they have a
But
power
because
to
he's
turn
not that, then he
invincible.
takes more damage towards arrow, especially to the head zone.
Shame we can't turn invisible during this, then we could have gotten a stealth takedown, I guess.
It's also a shame we're in a giant arena and yet we can't run to the corner and cheese our way through the fights.
And
I'm
literally
afraid
have
it
the
doesn't-
crowd throw cheese at you.
I'm afraid,
Yeah.
Liz, it doesn't work like that here.
Crash Bandicoot in the world of Lord of the Rings. Now that's an
Yeah,
interesting
well,
sight.
okay, I'm sorry, Java, you kinda got it wrong. It's the Legend of Spyro you're thinking about.
Well, Crash
Yeah,
is technically in the same world as Spyro. Well, same dimension as Spyro.
To an extent, I guess. For the final guest, the game will scan your save systems. If you have unresolved business from the previous game, the game will select the current nemesis that you have and make them show up here. Unfortunately, since I'm being diligent, we just choose someone randomly instead.
I'll admit, that's a very, very,
Like I
very
said,
efficient and cool
classic
way.
Psychomantis level of reading your memory and adapting from that.
Again, I will say this, like, kudos, the Nemesis system really is all that in a bag of chips. Like, kudos are seriously due. Like, honestly, a game could so much suffice off of the Nemesis system alone. Now, granted, I'm grateful that they made sure to focus on elements outside of the Nemesis system, regardless of how mixed some of the results may have been. I really do have to give it to them for structuring a very well-made game off of this.
Ow. Oh, we killed my dog.
Wow, that, you know, and again, the great thing is I can just imagine how surprised people were when they first played this game. It's like, hey, wait a minute, I thought I took care of you. Oh, right, I didn't in the first game.
When I said let's get this over with, this wasn't what I had in mind.
Well, you should have been more specific.
There we go.
Killed.
Alright, and now it's time for Talion Celebrimbor to do some more yelling and fun.
Alright. Ha!
I have upheld my end of the bargain. And your champion.
I love it. He's the perfect heel to the orcs.
For fighting this pitiful enemy, the Dark Lord promised mercy.
Oh, Celebrimbor, are you getting in on the fun too?
Basically.
Okay.
I make no such offer. Run!
Literally scared the shit out of the entire crowd.
Damn.
Run to your master and give him this message. I come for him.
You.
Yeah, I think they were entertained enough.
Yeah, like the running home to go tell everyone about what a great show it was.
Come next week to WCW, I guess.
I guess. Alright. Online Vendetta now available.
Like I said, after you complete each mission or an event, they update periodically, giving an opportunity to avenge a player within the war that's been killed, and you have the opportunity to kill their killer as a result.
Nice to see that servers are apparently still up for this
Yes,
game.
they still are. Well, again, the game is not too old, and it's still played to this very day, so it's a good gesture.
And it's playable on PS5 too, so...
Well, yeah, I don't remember if you can do the upgrade, but it's compatible, so yeah. Anyway, like as promised, this this event has given enough time for Idril and Varanor to find the camp where they're holding her father hostage. So it's time for a rescue mission.
My father's being held in the war chief's camp, but we were spotted before we could attempt a rescue. Baranor wants to wait till daybreak, hit them with a small company.
But you want to go back now, alone. That is the way to suicide.
If I wait till dawn, my father will be dead.
How do you know he's not dead already?
Might as well to, make to be sure.
Mm-hmm. This might be the start of a beautiful friendship.
Who knows?
Let me see.
Yeah. Two people can overcome this.
Like I said, you can hear that the score is trying to resemble a bit the one of the movie too, even if it's not the same.
The Uruks we captured last
Again,
winter told
I'll give
stories
these
of
games
brave
credit. It is a very good sense of what it would feel like if you are a character in the world of Lord of the Rings.
Without having to, chip away potentially the existing characters like Aragorn.
Baranor and I overheard the Uruks. They took my father to a nearby encampment.
So yeah, it's just you and Idril, and you have to sneak into the orc camp and try to rescue as many as you can. It's not just their father, but a bunch of Gondorian soldiers too.
So just the two of us. We can
Yoinks.
make it if we try.
No, you can't.
Our brothers. We must free them.
Idril, we must move carefully.
I just said carefully. Go
Carefully, girl! It's literally right in front of him!
And yes, you can even do this power slide with like fucking Vanquish. Like,
Okay, I feel like Talion was just doing that to show off.
check out this move, big boy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I need to do
Yoink.
some serious damage containment before, you know, the enemies get alerted.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever this thing is, I'm eating it. Just my imagination.
There, now that's more like it, stealthily.
You have taken a great risk, my lady. Thank you.
Curiously enough, the human slaves from the previous games are basically disappear actually, even in the other regions. When it comes to humans, you will occasionally have only the soldiers. Again, I get the idea, but the reason why they did this is because, again, the outsiders, the faction that was present in the previous game, at this point is evacuated en masse, so the remaining slaves either have died or have been, you know, have managed to set themselves free. Let's do some also tricks from the previous game, poisoning. Unfortunately, collecting the herbs does not come back as a mechanic, but you can still poison the grog for hilarious results when the orcs actually go and, you know, and drink it.
Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot poisoning's a factor too.
Mm-hmm. This mission requires a bit of patience because there are a lot of work running around.
You know, I love how in this game you can pretty much play psychological warfare and essentially make almost all the orcs so paranoid that you wonder how they're able to even ever eat or sleep in peace.
Again, it's similar to what Batman does during the takedown, you know, segments. You usually have to play psychological tricks, and the better you succeed, you know, and especially if you don't manage to get caught, the enemy will be absolutely terrified and react accordingly to that. So.
Yep.
There you go. Let's see. There are two there. Or the explosion will not hit the hit the hostages.
Okay.
There are two more there. Another one in the platform in the center, which I think will be all of them because I already rescued 3. It's more of a case that I don't really want to start a fight immediately. I just want to try to stealth away as much as possible.
No, that's understandable. The place is crawling with orcs.
Again, consider the kind of hostage that they have as a, you know, guest, quote unquote. Yeah, let me mention this, because a new tool that you get is a distance poison. By pointing the bow and arrow and pressing triangle over a barrel of grog, Talion will automatically poison that. Which again saves you a lot of, you know, going around and need to stay close to the barrel to do it.
So what does an orc who's, you know, come back from the dead after being poisoned look like?
They can be... Okay, it really depends, because usually the poison is instantaneous for the books. It will not insta-kill... Okay, it can insta-kill a captain if they have the specific vulnerability of being sick. Because, of course, it makes sense. But I never encountered a case of one that came back after that, so I cannot tell you immediately the case. What I can tell you is that after having poisoned the grog barrel, and it can still be detonated, but instead of producing a fire explosion, it'll produce a poison explosion instead.
So it's poison that I guess...
So an orc that is resistant to fire can still be injured if instead you poison the grog and then let it explode. Conversely, you know, an orc that is resistant to poison, it's best to be dealt with, you know, with the not regular grog barrel instead. So there is that.
So I'm guessing poison for orcs that it doesn't instantly kill, it drains the health of others.
Or at least it takes a good chunk. There are orc captains that can be potentially still very injured. It really depends on their vulnerability, you know, stats. they can be, you know, normally vulnerable to it, very vulnerable to it, or you can insta-kill them, you know. I think that's all of them, so start freeing people.
Alright then. Should be
Like,
smooth
well, like, to be
sailing.
fair, like I
So
said,
four
in
people,
this case, similar in the previous game, NPCs will also automatically start freeing hostages if you're not doing it, so Idril is doing part of the job for me.
So it seems like with Idril, you can sort of direct her where to go, but she can also function on her own.
They have, the NPCs tend to have a generally good AI. Not the best around, but, you know, good enough. They can take care of themselves.
Dude, you were doing a terrible lookout duty if you let so many of your fellow comrades get taken out like that and not sounded the alarm.
Okay,
What's that bird's eye view for?
I told them no pissing! Jeez!
Shame on you. Now you'll have to pay the fine with your life.
Jesus, yeah, I'm just glad you're not in charge of things, penalising people for minor crimes. That excessively.
Thank you.
Welcome to Mordor, dweebs.
Enjoy your stay.
You'll never leave.
Well, in the case
One
of
does-
Talion Celebrimbor, unfortunately, yeah.
One does not simply leave Mordor.
Although again, as,
Not alive, anyway.
as I mentioned, Boromir was kind of overestimating the climate when he said, "Oh, even the air that is breathe is poisonous." Not really.
Well, actually, that's the thing. Boromir never even got to Mordor.
No. All right, let's rescue Castamir too.
Spoils.
Oh, he's... Oh.
Father?
Yeah. There we go. Seems that he's competent enough to, as you mentioned, to free himself. I mean, he's the regent of the town anyway.
Not come here.
Never should have come here.
We kind of took care of everyone else, so we're good.
Well, we just need to hope there are no reinforcements.
Any of us.
There are things we don't get to choose. But we can still fight.
What if you can't choose to
You are
fight
your
either?
mother's daughter. Come. The reinforcements will be arriving soon.
So yeah, now you still need to get out, but the good news is that you have both Idril and their father roaming around, so you can direct potentially triple kills and, you know, handle the combat just fine.
Shame none of those NPC soldiers were apparently grateful enough to maybe stick around
They
and help.
probably were too weak.
Probably.
1, 2, and 3.
What do you reckon will happen after we take this city? We take another. This is a beginning.
There we go.
The attract mechanic is interesting. It seems to be not outright a direct control, but it is like a heavy suggestion to the NPCs to attack this or that.
You just mark the target and they go automatically there.
That's a good way to circumvent a lot of issues that AI tends to have, so... Okay.
Now we just need to defeat the guards on the breach and we're good to go.
What was that noise?
It was just the wind.
Unfortunately, we're not operating on, you know, Metal Gear logic.
Damn, he just judo through that guy.
Alright, I guess stealth is out of the way now. I mean, we did good enough for now. Oh yeah, might as well mention, one of my upgrades now makes my stun create an ice coat on the enemy, and yes, he can work on Captain. And if that's the finishing blow, Talion will just punch them, you know, and the ice will just shatter on its own. Hold on, I'll mention more later.
Can they actually come back from that, too?
Put that, well, normally yes, because the game will count them as quote-unquote purified, you know. But one of my upgrades allow me to do the Sub-Zero fatality and have the entire ice shatter, and that will count as a proper kill.
And then,
Yeah,
is
there are one or
an
two,
arrow
you know,
pierces
references
through
to
his
Mortal
head.
Kombat in this game too.
Safer it is.
Of course. The purified death sounds interesting because you would assume that, oh, that means you made them good or something.
Good. Come.
We've been waiting for Gondor for weeks.
Oh,
Oh dear.
no reinforcements. And I have to remind you, the Denethor is still not in charge
Only
yet.
use the stone to defeat them.
Alright, yeah. And then the people are like, okay, fine. If Gondor calls for aid next time, we won't bother coming.
If we'll live long enough for that.
Yeah, unfortunately. Seems that the situation is still getting dire despite, you know,
Seriously,
Talion's
I can-
effort.
We must return to Shelob.
Can you imagine that scene in Lord of the Rings? Where it's like, we've let the biggest of Minas Ithil if Gondor calls for aid. And Gwauhan will say, fuck him, leave him.
Again with that Palantir.
The antagonism of the Theoden in the movie is a bit, you know, overinflated.
Well,
For
plus
the
it
sake of
comes off as
creating a bit of drama, because again,
Oh.
in the book he actually is relatively welcoming to go.
Talion.
The ring is lost. But I will have my answers.
Shelob!
Oh, is it Shelob or Shelob?
Again, it's technically Shelob, but for some reason the game mispronounced like her initial part of it is supposed to be a pronoun, when it really is not.
Again, it seems almost like she prefers to look like that whenever he's around and can see her, yet likes to sneak up on him in spider form. Is this some mating ritual, girl?
Hopefully not.
How much are you willing to forfeit?
Personal space.
My hair.
Remember, she's a spider.
Your soul. There's hardly any left.
I must know.
Well, since it's you... Like, I mean... does
Alright, let's see.
restarting...
Hold on, Jova, moment of truth. Yes, it was actually Castamir, the traitor, all along.
I knew it! He just had that design
And yeah, Mark
about
Strong
him.
actually was not, despite the bandage and everything. But unfortunately, it seems the attack will still go, and apparently the Witch King in person will show up.
Uh-oh.
Castamir.
The final attack is coming. The Palantir cannot fall into the Witch King's hands.
So do we kill the guy then?
Well, we need to certainly return to Minas Ithil for at least answers. Oh. I'm sure this guy's not important. Whatever, who cares?
It's fine.
Wait, he noticed us but didn't sound the alarm.
Well, he's part of the contingent that he's about to invade, so...
Still, you'd think he would maybe want to warn them, hey guys, you know that one Tark that's always killing us? Yeah, he's here, we should...
They're expecting him. Again, they seem to be confident enough. Apparently, General Castamir is nowhere to be found. Wow.
He's never around when we need him.
Fucking politicians.
And
On
then
thundering skying and sickly light, the Nazgûls finally show their presence.
It's just as the vision foretold.
Basically. No, Mark Strong, no!
You must live! Live!
How many times has Mark Strong died in the movie?
A couple at least.
I mean, he's no Sean Bean.
And unfortunately, the gate is open.
Well, that's the thing now, Paige. Sean Bean doesn't want to do roles where he dies anymore.
Oh, has he been working to go
I'll do
against
that.
his
Yes,
usual?
actually, occasionally. Alright, first thing first. You need to resist for 2 minutes. It's not as easy as it sounds, trust me. You only have Barlor and a bunch of soldiers to help you, and you have a fuck ton of wards showing up. Plus some captains pretty cool here and there.
Oh, don't tell me also someone with a vengeance against you as well.
They can potentially show up if you have collected enough people that that want you dead, but for this, thankfully, they do not appear. Though each captain that show up here will have special dialogue referring to the situation, like say, "Oh, the city is lost. You should just give up." You know. Yeah, I'm trying, Baron, or fuck's sake.
Guys, there's something important I have to tell you.
Also, I'm
The
searching
king is a
sky.
traitor.
I'm searching for this guy for a very good reason. You will see soon enough.
He sold us all out for drinking money.
Wait.
No, that
can
fire! Shit, you beast type, a fucking worm.
Oh, can we ride it?
Well, yeah, but if I recall correctly, I don't think I have the skill yet to do it. For the time being, it's just, let's just repel this fucking lizard.
Let me guess, flying mount.
Flying mount that can breathe fire and shoot fireballs, yes.
That would be pretty cool and
Not
probably
as
useful to
powerful as a
ride.
dragon, but they're still a pain in the ass.
Wait, are dragons in this game?
No, they're the as Celebrimbor tells the dragons again. Also told by the Hobbit. By this time, most of the dragons have left Middle Earth. Smog was the last big one of them. And what remains are weirs, which are essentially the equivalent of regular small spiders compared to Shelob.
Reinforcements are here! Hold the courtyard! We stop them here!
Alright, now that we... So enforcement, we need to actually kill the whatever invader has remained. And yes, so this is also where one particular captain can show up here. Still randomly generated, but it still can be. It's bound to happen eventually for one to show up. Also, like I said, an improvement over the previous game. You can actually dodge the final hit from a beast attack instead of being killed directly as the first game will do. That was kind of a big move the first game tended to have.
You'll know more than pain, more than death. You'll know the bitter taste of failing to save your precious city.
Actually, it's not my city. I'm just visiting here.
Well, let's rescue Baronor. You can use these particular powers similar to the Iolin Square to actually heal an allied, captain that needs rescuing like that.
Nice.
Ow! Yes, they can even tackle me like that. There are a couple wrestling moves sparkle throughout.
That was cheeky. Tackles you just to pummel you in the face on the ground.
You might have noticed also when the tracker and I were fighting at the end of part 2, but some of them can also launch into attacks that require a set of QTs in order for Talion to evade. For each one that you fail, you take substantial damage. Again, the enemy pattern actually also has escalated, and they have a couple of special tricks up their sleeves.
It's one of those cases where I'm fine with this because you still do have a good, cool bout of moves as opposed to it being the enemy getting all the cool toys while you don't. Hey, if it gives them a chance.
Thanks to that branding, I can just quickly pop up a health and transform an enemy into a conveniently health pack if I want.
How helpful of them.
There we go.
We'll see what happens, Jibs.
Alright, time to confront Castamir and all this bullshit. Unless the Nazguls get to him first. There's the Witch King himself.
You know, I always noticed the Witch King kind of looks like he's cosplaying a Sauron.
Well, again, bigger lieutenant, as Gandalf described. Unfortunately, the city, is lost. We failed.
You betrayed us.
I did this for you, Eitro. For your survival.
Yeah, this motivation is so stupid. The entire reason Castamir did it just for saving the life of his daughter.
Of our honor.
Rightfully, Idril chose his ass out. It's supposedly to showcase again what Elrond said in Fellowship of the Ring, that mankind is weak. Oh, you gotta love this.
You will deliver what was promised. You will hold to our bargain.
Just like the ending
My
of
daughter's freedom.
Princess of the Frog.
Castamir, no!
Fucking idiot.
She is free to die with her.
Well, she's free.
Yeah, you fucked up, dipshit.
What did you think was gonna happen?
And if you paid attention, all these small cutscenes were part of previous visions of Shelob's. They still came to pass, just not in the way we thought they would.
Because get it, she shows them in a tangled web of pieces.
The Witch King is a bit busy with the Palantir, so he's left us some company. And yeah, Idril is not really in the condition to fight them. We might have a better chance, but that's a big question mark, because guess what? Now you have to fight 5 Nazguls at once. Alright, Harley? No? Okay. Yeah, these, like I said, a general improvement when it came to boss fight. You had to time your counters perfectly, because their AI is good in coordinating. So if you fuck up once, they will start hitting you very hard. Always keep an eye out on them too.
By SWB, I did play Metal Gear Rising.
All the while they constantly taunt you.
I don't hear any.
Oh, how nice of them to attack you one at a time. Oh wait, no.
No, they do not. Like I said, they're a cut above the Europe captains. They really want to showcase that. And even again, even the camera tries to be, a bit different in showcasing how even you kind of are outclassed by them. Despite not being a cutscene or a scripted sequence. But once you have one at the threshold, you can use the circle button to exorcise them. So yeah, it's still a battle that you're supposed to win, but you're gonna earn that.
Oh yeah.
And again, the fact that now the Nazguls are fully free to roam around means, like I said, the war escalates even on that front. It's not gonna be as easy to just, roam around, and get people on our side, like in the first game. -2.
Why would I want to do that?
They seem to be very confident in that, and even the vision suggested that.
Buds need to work on their advertising.
Who are you?
How about
Leonard?
no? Yes. But yeah, my guess is like, with the kingdom having fallen, the idea gameplay-wise is to reclaim it if you wish.
Well, that's for this fortress, but because there's something that, again, I haven't told you, but if you had already read the books or, you know already about the lore, you knew that this was kind of inevitable.
Yeah. But I was wondering if gameplay-wise, because there's kind of
again,
a big...
only do time, Jova, don't worry.
Alright.
Alright, -3.
Oh my god, they are part of Xehanort's team.
They also have a slight different design than the one of the movie with more detailed masks overall.
Perhaps the idea is
-4.
like, well, over time, they changed the design a little.
You also have to remember the appearance of Black Knight, Dark Knights that they have when they arrive to the Shire, as told by Saruman, was supposed to be a disguise, not necessarily their default appearance. Ow. There we go. Well, that could have gone better.
Of course, he's got a ring too.
Well, yeah, remember, these are the kings of men who are corrupted by the 9 rings of power. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're not really ready for this guy yet. And just like in the vision...
I don't die yet.
Why these people do not have sense of personal space? But... guess what, Pedro? We have Laura Bailey to the rescue!
What now?
Finally, Troy Baker and Laura Bailey reunited again under the same game.
Of course.
Yep.
This was 2017, right?
Yeah.
You'd think by this point, because that trend was kind of dead by this point.
Well, they decided to bring it back.
As an elven assassin with a special gift, the Light of Galadriel.
It's almost like she was destined to be here with her impeccable timing.
Unfortunately, the best way for us to, get out of here is to be killed, so... I can't believe the Talion's respawning ability was used as a plot point.
Thank you, I think.
And then the ghost looking at her like, dude.
And but unfortunately, that still means the town is finally lost. And from this day forward, Minas Ithil shall have a new name and be the capital of the Nazgûls, Minas Morgul. All has come to pass from Shelob's vision. So yeah, again, that really could have gone better.
No, you're really not that good at averting your fate.
And in case you're wondering, yeah, so the Witch King is voiced by Matthew Mercer.
Boy, Troy Baker, Matthew Mercer, and Laura Bailey.
That's actually much more common than you think.
Yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, so that's still Steve Blum as Sauron.
So where's your Relo and Fall then?
Mostly random NPCs, like similar to the previous game. Sorry, like in the previous game, we had the letters.
And we got Sam Rico in here, and I think Noah North as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting as well, because the year before this, he was like 50% of all the NPCs in the first Hitman trilogy game.
Also, it may just be me, but Sauron looks way more bulkier in this game.
There you go. And thanks to the Nazgûl magic, now Minas Morgul will be a perfect, bastion for their wickedry. So the question is, what now? Okay, we can start by asking questions to this elf.
Is that what's known as the Dead City?
Yes, the one that showed up at the beginning of Return of the King.
You killed me.
Good.
And yet you live. What is that like? To die and live again? Do you feel pain? Do you suffer?
What of the city? Of the Palantir?
The Nazgul have taken both. They belong to the Dark Lord now.
Then I have failed.
What if you keep fighting?
He wields the light of Galadriel. We can recover the ring.
Your rings.
And yeah, she can also see Celebrimbor, so don't try any of your shit.
I see.
Oh, and off the face, like, busted.
I'm the blade of Galadriel.
Since when does Galadriel work with assassins?
Great threats make for unlikely alliances. You know this better than most.
Ah,
Now tell me more.
two elves snarking at each other.
This elf Eltariel is not your, average fighter. Again, being an assassin, she's here with a specific mission.
We cannot let it fall into Sauron's hands. The light of Galadriel, give it to us!
Stay your hand. My light will protect us, but it will not leave my side.
We must move quickly.
Try to keep up.
So yeah, that's...
Hey, I remember those statues!
Well, remember, that was we got refuge in the barrack that we unlocked earlier.
So yeah, again, this...
And now we need to actually reach Shelob before the Nazguls actually get to her. Because she really cannot hold, despite how powerful she is, she cannot hold them off all by herself.
We must move quickly.
I'm trying.
So, saving the giant spider who will later try to kill the bad guys in the future.
There's no telling how many Nazgul the Witch King has sent. They must not get my ring.
Can the Nazgul defeat one so great as Shelob?
Together they wield a terrible...
And then Middle-earth beheld its new hero,
Essentially...
Sonicus of Hedgehog.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh shoot, even the spiders are getting out of dodge.
Things are getting a bit eclectic, so the wildlife of Kiriklungor is a bit in disarray, yeah.
Weird, if I didn't know better, I'd almost think we were halfway through the game.
Well, consider it kinda 1/3, because this is the end of Act 1.
It's like, with how things are heating up, this definitely feels like we're headed towards a climax of sorts.
Well, again, for the climax was actually trying to save Minas Ithil, for the first act.
That just shows how messed up the Nazgul are when even the wildlife are like, yeah, nope.
Again, Shelob is powerful, but she's not her mother.
Well, I guess she's holding them off for the time being.
Yeah, but she cannot do it for an eternity.
Alright, let's help the giant evil spider.
Unfortunately, this is mostly just a cutscene, you don't have to do another boss fight against the Nazgul, especially because, like I said, Eltariel is a bit OP, thanks to the light of Galadriel.
So, typical elf cheats, got it.
Yep.
Oh my god, imagine a one-on-one between her and Legolas. Who would be more broken?
Another vision. This one is important. And now she wants to give the ring back.
What?
Willingly, too.
Sacrifices must be made.
I can't even turn invisible with this fake.
Take the ring.
It's not answering the question, Mrs.
Look, honestly, it doesn't suit either of my forms, honestly.
We will see her again eventually. For the time being, she's taking a backseat.
I'm guessing she probably needs to rest up after
And
how much
she's
that battle
thinking that
took out
for
of
now
her.
it's better in our hands than in hers.
Wow. Again, something's really up here if even Shelob's that
Finally.
spooked.
Act 1 ends with us finally getting the power restored thanks to the ring. Which you know what that means. Starting with the next part, it's time to go back to branding.
You must destroy this ring.
It belongs to us.
Your legend holds true, Celebrimbor.
This ring is different. We can use it to defeat Sauron.
I strike down men corrupted by these rings. Do not become one of them.
When the time comes, I will do what is needed.
Perhaps.
We'll have to see about that.
I'll eat the ring.
Well, that's not really helpful.
Well, it'll digest in his stomach and won't be a bother to anybody.
Why do I get the feeling that won't mitigate its problems?
At least no one can get at it.
Until it comes out the other end.
In the next part, like I said, this is officially the end of Act 1. Starting the next part with Act 2, we will return to Lurnen, although in a different location than in the first game, and start to build our army once again, and, you know, catch the artifacts of the region. We'll see you for that.
See ya.
Wonderful.
See ya.